Hello, good morning. What's up, guys? And thanks for tuning in and welcome to another weekly crypto market update. This is Setup Saturday, and as always, I am here with Zero Cool. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty bullish. How about you?
Pretty bullish. Okay, that's good. So today is going to be a little shorter episode because I'm a little bit sick. I'm here with my warm soup, so let's hope everything gets better. So short episode, but so as always, today we're going to talk about macro to understand Bitcoin's price movement. So that's interest rates, that's global liquidity, maybe the end of quantitative tightening, and then as well, Zero Cool is going to do technical analysis just only on Bitcoin today. So let's dive right into it. So the first big news is, which we saw yesterday, was it, I think, that the US core CPI rises less than expected. And this is super important, the less than expected. So as you can read here, so it's only the core consumer prices, which exclude food and energy. They rose by 0.2%. But the most important thing was, it was under the market expectations of 0.3%. And that's where we went up on a little bit. So because of this data, we went up a little bit. Here you can see it on the chart. So as you can see, inflation is going down. And I think this is something that was needed for the Fed to cut their interest rates. So, and also, as everybody knows, the US government is still in shutdown, but they released their CPI numbers. And according to this, they released it so the Social Security Administration could tally its annual cost of living adjustment. But I also think that they had to basically release it because, as everyone knows, we have the interest rate decision, so the FOMC meeting on the 29th. And I think the 29th is, let me see, is on Wednesday. Oh, my camera is shut off. I see here.
Oh, well, yeah. That happened like when you switched slides because it was working earlier.
Oh.
El gato.
super weird. Anyway, let's continue because I don't know how to fix it.
I'm the tech savvy between the two, if you haven't noticed. Oh, it's changed. It's now another color. It doesn't matter. Let's just continue. I'll do the voiceover. You talk, I'll move my mouth. Oh, there you are.
Okay, so and I think one of the reasons that they also released it, so on top of this, is that the FOMC, they needed numbers to base their decision on for their decision on Wednesday. And because of the CPI release, like I said, the numbers of 0.2% increase, we saw the odds of a rate cut going almost to 100%. So because of the inflation getting lower and lower, now the Fed will have the confidence to cut their interest rates. I think they will cut on Wednesday. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion.
So
But, and then that's the most important thing that I wanted to come to. So also on Wednesday, when the FOMC meeting happens, so at the FOMC meeting, the Bank of America and JPMorgan, they expect the Fed to end quantitative easing then. And that's a very big thing.
And
they end quantitative tightening on Wednesday. And this is the very good thing. So if they do that, so this is just analysts at JPMorgan and Bank of America that they think the Fed will announce the end of QT. But this is super bullish because at the moment, we know Fed liquidity is not helping. Fed liquidity is not helping global liquidity. That's one of the reasons that Bitcoin is not going up. And I think if they announce the end of QT on Wednesday, I think we're going to see a rally. I think we're going to see a rally in Bitcoin because, in my opinion, this is not fully priced in. So the interest rates are fully priced in. Everybody knows they're going to cut their interest rates. Inflation is under control. So that's all fine. But I don't think that the end of QT is priced in for next week. I don't know if you have an opinion on that.
No, I think there's other stuff that we're going to go over that's absolutely not priced in my eyes. So this is part of it.
So, and then of course, global liquidity. Global liquidity is still moving up. So at the moment, it's at a new high of $186.8 trillion last week. And it is supported, as we see week after week, by the PBOC liquidity injections, also the rise in collateral values because the move index is slow. There's not much bond market volatility. And the dollar is still going lower and lower, which is also good for global liquidity. The only thing that's not helping is the Fed liquidity. So the Fed is still tightening liquidity. That's why I'm super bullish on if they stop QT. Maybe it's too late. So Michael Howell think it's a little bit too late, but of course it will help global liquidity. In my opinion, that's bullish for the short term. Another thing I saw this week, I don't know if you saw the tweet of Cross Border Capital. They now have a global liquidity daily nowcast.
I did see the graph, yeah.
And what this means is actually an nowcast that tries to measure the current state of global liquidity. Because, for example, not every data metric, for example, government data, is only available every quarter. And so what Michael Howell and Cross Border Capital are trying to do is, so they are already working for 5 years on this project to have real-time, I think with some sort of AI, real-time data of these government numbers that are normally not available, so they can have more accurate daily global liquidity data. But if you look at this, according to the nowcast, global liquidity, the rise is expecting to drop. Well, it's still above 50, so 50 is the neutral point. So what this just means is that liquidity is still expanding, but in October and November, it will be at a lower pace.
Go.
But I don't know if this is priced in. I don't think so, because so to me this is one of the very good things that can happen next week when they end QT. I think this will help a lot on global liquidity because the pace is not going up exponentially. I spoke about this last week, that it's not only the rise in percent of the absolute number that's going up, but it also has to go up by a high percentage point. And that's what we need.
One thing to notice, not because they're ending QT that they're starting easing, right?
No.
It's not a on-off switch. It's not 0 and 1.
But now they're taking liquidity out of the markets, which is
they're stopping the bleeding. They're expecting to go to a neutral state, which is bullish because it's not putting downwards pressure on everything.
Yep. Little sip of my soup. And then the next thing we come to some geopolitical news that the Trump is expected to meet Xi in South Korea as part of Asia Swing White House. And that's a very important meeting. Me and Zero Cool, we spoke about this week after week that this will be super volatile. So imagine that the trade deal doesn't go through. We will see a lot of bleeding in the market. So the main goal, I think, of this meeting is to solve the trade tensions between the two countries. And we'll see about this because normally at the 1st of November, that's the deadline that Trump put these, 155% tariffs on China. So normally they should start the 1st of November. So if they don't reach the deal on Thursday, then it will be absolute chaos.
Yep. Did we end up buying soybean contracts? Like we memed about on the Discord?
We were memeing with Chris.
It mentions soybeans. That's why it
imagine. I think I saw it.
The website we're showing here, by the way, is Ground News, which is a very, very good website if you're looking for resources from both political spectrums. It's an aggregate that boasts left and right, and it summarizes it. It tells you where the bias lays. It's something you have a subscription to. It's rather expensive. I think it's like $80 or $90 a year. But if you want unfiltered news showing you who is pushing it, it also shows you if the website, let's say Fox, if it's from Fox, it will show you who's invested in Fox, who owns Fox, stuff like that. So to me, this is a very, very good website for like finding news and finding accurate news. Because with AI nowadays, it's insane how much fake stuff you can spew out.
Yeah, I like to use it on the live stream so that we don't get too political, that we just get both sides and just try to get the truth. But yeah, so this will be super volatile. I think they will come to a trade deal. I think even Trump said last week as well, and the market pumped on that he thinks there's going to be a deal that's going to be made. So we'll see about it. I think it's good for both countries. I think. Yeah, I've bought some. I told it on Discord. I bought some Chinese stocks. So I bought the Shanghai index.
I should do the same, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So moving on is what else did I have here? I think it's my last slide. Oh yeah, this is also super important. You forwarded to me on Discord, and that's JPMorgan is now gonna allow Bitcoin and ETH as collateral. And the important thing for this is because they did it before already, but only for crypto-linked ETFs as collateral. But of course, a lot of Bitcoin OGs, they don't want to have their Bitcoin in a crypto ETF because it's not their Bitcoin anymore. But what they're gonna do now is they will allow you with a third party custodian that you just have your Bitcoin, your real Bitcoin or Ethereum with this custodian, I think then. So maybe it's then still not yours. Of course, you need a custodian because...
third party custodian, if you think America, it's Coinbase. That's why Coinbase rallied like mad yesterday. It went up like 10%. I think this is one of the main drivers. I think there's some other legislation news that hasn't hit the tape yet. That's why I'm extremely bullish. Coinbase stocks pumped super hard and Bitcoin price didn't really move. So I think there's news coming.
It was also the news that, what was it, JPMorgan or... that said that they valued the base chain at 34 billion or something.
Yeah, part of they repriced their targets. So firms like JPMorgan have targets for stocks. They advise their clients, and they upped it to $403 or something. And big part of it being that the base chain is going to have that base token. So if you're into farming airdrops, and that's where you need to be right now. It's base chain, the 402. Protocol. That's just
what is that? I didn't really follow that.
It's basically that you can send money over HTTPS or HTTP.
Okay.
It's not new. I think Quick posted about it like in April. Then it resurfaced in May when it officially launched through Coinbase, and now people have been building on it and they've launched projects and on the protocol, and it's live and it's catching some steam this week.
Okay. Maybe I'm going to do a quick summary. So honestly, just by putting everything next to each other, next week and the current state of fundamental macro Bitcoin is looking bullish, in my opinion. So we have the inflation that's cooled down. We have rate cuts coming next week and then after as well. We have maybe an end of QT on Wednesday. We have global liquidity. That's the only factor, but it's still expanding, but at a slower pace. But maybe the end of QT will help. A trade deal coming with China and the US, also so bullish. This is on Thursday. And then this, in my opinion, is also one of the long-term super important things. On the stream, we told this a couple of times before, but the moment you will be able to use your Bitcoin as collateral to buy things, this is very, very important. And this is very good for Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto in general in the long term. So nothing bearish here.
This is one of my Bitcoin has made it to the mainstream things that I was fairly adamant about. I don't know how long I've been here, more than 10 years. This is one of the key points that you can take your Bitcoin. Okay, it's third-party custodian. They won't steal it because they won't use any like scam projects, I hope. But you can take your Bitcoin, you can give it to, for example, Coinbase, and then JPM will say, here, you can have a loan based on the Bitcoin you have, meaning you don't need to sell your Bitcoin, meaning you don't need to cash out. Then that's end game stuff for me. That's why I joined this space.
Yeah.
To get away from the current financial disaster that we live in. This is really, really bullish, and I absolutely think this is not priced in at all.
But it's so weird. Things like this that are, in my opinion, mega important. You don't see it on crypto Twitter or anywhere else. It's so weird that when you go on crypto, maybe it's just the state of crypto Twitter at the moment that everyone copies everyone else, and that it's
I think what needs to happen is like one big player who does something massive around this. I don't know. You can. I'm talking about, I can buy a house now because I can put up my Bitcoin as collateral. I can take a loan against the Bitcoin. That's basically it. But you can always you can do this as for your business as well, right? You want a business loan? You go to GP, says, hey, I have a treasury with 100,000 Bitcoins. It's at Coinbase. Give me X amount of millions. And once you see that news starting to hit the tape or hit the tape, then you'll see people like, oh wait, this is actually super bullish. So I think this is underrated news. This is the most bullish news since Trump signed that legislation around crypto, and I think this was not possible without Trump signing the legislation around crypto. So yeah, giga bullish. Like the price is not pricing this in.
Yeah, so this was it for me. If you want, you can go over the chart.
Yeah. Oh, I have one more thing that I'll quickly share this step instead. That's the inflows for the ETFs. Normally we used to do that on.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a while. It's not in the chart like Jack used to have, but it's been pretty flat for the last couple of days. And then it ticked up more yesterday. And as usual, you've got IBIT, which is BlackRock. That's leading the charge in most stuff. But overall, you can see here a little bit more in USD forms. We had a big inflow when we were at 123,000, and it was massive outflows, and it's been stabilizing again, and it's ticking up again. So it's been a while since we've gone over this, but inflows are not negative like we see here, right? We usually top at like giga inflows. You see here and you see here. Not here. Here we continued because the flow was continuous. And we bottom at mega outflows, right? So like here, this is near the bottom. You have consistent outflows here. This marks the bottom. So
the problem with that is just I don't know if you can use this as an investor because the ETF flows that you see are always lagged.
They're always delayed, yes. But if you see a couple of green days, then yeah, it's very unlikely we're going to have another leg down instantly. Except based on this metric, right? So you never trade on a single metric, but this looks okay. Let's go to Bitcoin charts. Let's close this, zoom out a little bit. We drew the meme ranges that we had last time. Very simple. You had your range, your middle, your range, your middle. I believe last time was around here. We visited the middle. It's quite simple. Simple as that. We revisited this low, and now we're trending up. For me, it looks fine. I think you need to throw on your like weekly, monthly, and Monday highs and lows. And as you can see, the middle here of the range, exactly the monthly open. Let me clear it up a bit more visible. There we go. So we got rejected at the monthly open. For me, above the monthly open, very bullish for now. Currently rejecting on the Monday high. I think maybe at best we chop, or at worst we chop. We put in a low for Monday. We reclaim it and then we send. That's basically what I've been doing. I did enter a position on Bitcoin for the first time in many months. That's no secret. I've been trading stocks like Coinbase, like nuclear stuff. I think I don't know, a pretty bad entry, something like this. I think pretty wide stop for 104.5, like 5 point something percent, and gold all-time high and higher. I think. If you draw your meme resistance here, give or take like this, I think this is a fairly safe trade in my eyes. I think the JPM stuff, the core inflation being okay, the rate decision next Wednesday, and the main driver for me was Coinbase rallying 10% and Bitcoin not reacting. Normally, it's the other way around. It's crypto in general that decides where the Coinbase stock goes. Now it was Coinbase taking off, which to me means there's news coming that hasn't hit the feed yet, that it has a big impact, and people with knowledge are front running it. And that's basically it for me for Bitcoin. It looks good. I think, like I said, the last 2 weeks, center rally, it's coming. And we had our last shakeout here. When was it? Friday before the last stream. We had that like nasty drop.
That was the 105, 155 terminals. Was it that? I'm not sure anymore.
Like we had
something Trump related. I bought the book, by the way. I was speaking about last week on stream. I showed it in the Discord.
the art of the deal.
It was 10 euros. I told him, I say, wait, 10 euros is worth a meme.
It's fair just to have the beam at home. But yeah, we put in this like nasty candle on the daily, giga liquidations on alts. Everybody died in alts. Some alts went to zero. We talked about this last week, the week before. We swept it. We then had a good bounce right on that monthly open, and then we tested it, rejected, and it's going up. So above 107k, so above this line here, clear skies for me. If we start closing below, then I'll cut my long, and then I won't look for shorts. I think the meme of bears like make very little money because they're mostly like they need to time it correctly, where bulls you can buy, sit in your hands, do nothing, and mostly be right. I think that's fairly accurate, especially now. And again, like I'm a big believer of the center rally. I can't tell you how high we go. Maybe it's another 130 run in the 130s. Maybe it's 200,000. All depends on the macro. But I am bullish into 2026, and I think the rally probably starts here. And that's it for me for Bitcoin.
Maybe before we leave the stream, so I just opened another tab. Guys, I just want to say this real quick. Monday is, in my opinion, the biggest ICO, the biggest public coin sale in 2025. So I think this is, and it's, I almost don't dare to say it because of my PTSD, but I think this is free money. The reason why I think this is free money is because they will ICO at the $1 billion valuation, but you can trade it already now in pre-market at the $5 billion valuation. So according to the pre-market, you just 5x your money immediately. And I even think according to Polymarket, which is basically the truth at the moment, it's already at higher than, what was it? Higher than 2 billion?
I think 2 billion valuation has like 80 or 90% odds, and then 3 billion has like 50 or 60%, and 5 billion, which it is now trading on pre-market on Hyperliquids, is like 10, 20%. But yeah, I was gonna allocate a small amount to this, something I have laying around in crypto that I'm farming with. Jack convinced me to pull my Bitcoins out of my stock portfolio, liquidate them, and bring him on
financial advice, by the way.
To last time he gave me financial advice was XPL. We all know how that went. But yeah, I went 10x on what I was gonna throw at this. The tech is there, the hype on crypto Twitter is there. The hardest part will be not getting trying to allocate, it's getting allocation. Because there are some metrics that are you can allocate, anyone can allocate up to $187,000, I think.
Yeah, it's here. But the minimum is 2K, so it's not for small fishes.
Yeah, it's you need some money to allocate it to 2.5K or 2.65. It's just not a small amount of change, not for the average person. But yeah, we are giga mega bullish on this. If you can, you should try to allocate for this. I think if you put in a random number 10,000, I think you'll be lucky to get an allocation, because it's also based on a plethora of other stuff. But yeah, throw money at this, see if you can get an allocation. We were fairly certain this is quote unquote free money. It's never free money, but
you know I don't like if you say throw money at this, because then we are basically giving you financial advice, which, and my opinion on crypto is always, we show you what we do, but have a look yourself. Research a little bit. It's not super hard to research this because it's super new. Research, and from your own opinion, you have still 2 days. So the sale is in Monday. Register for the sale and then do your research, because then on Monday you can still decide whether you invest or not. I just think, based on the valuation, which will be 1 billion, that it's a good deal. Why? Because the tech is better than the other layer 2s. The hype is better than the other layer 2s. Vitalik is invested in this. And just like I said, do a comparative analysis. You can do that for the tech, but like I said, I think the tech is better. But you can also do that from the valuation, and that's what interests me as an investor. So, for example, I'll look it up a bit better, but Arbitrum has a higher valuation, Optimism has a higher valuation. What else is it? Mantra, higher valuation. As we talked a bit earlier on the stream, Base. They evaluate at 34 billion. So if this is the same,
billion, yeah.
this can do a 34x.
Yeah.
So
this is what we're throwing money at in 2 days. Not financial advice. It's where we're gonna.
I'll try to make a video on this before it goes live on Monday. I actually wanted to make the video yesterday, but like I said earlier, I was sick, so I really couldn't do anything. But I'll try to do this today, or maybe the latest on Monday, and then you guys can just watch my video if you want, not to research it yourself. But yeah, so I think we can finish the stream here. Yep. Like I said, nothing actually on this stream is financial advice. Make your own decisions. We're just here to inform you guys and to show you what we're doing. But as always, this was a short one, but very good. Zero Cool. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, wait, we need to do the predictions.
Oh,
the most important part from the stream, the one where I'm always wrong.
You helped me. Thanks. It's also funny. Our cameras are switched now because my camera was off.
Yeah, I'm in charge now.
Wait, why was it so bearish? 6-2, Zero Cool. Yeah, like I said, I think everything is going good. I think we will see the deal on Thursday. I think we will see the rate cut on Wednesday. The how can I say, the joker is if we will see the end of QT or not.
Mm-hmm.
If we see the end of QT, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be a bit more bullish. Wow. Yes, I'm going to be here. Top of the clouds.
Throw me at 123, please, above you.
Yeah,
I flipped Giga Bullish.
Then, guys, maybe then we will be here next week. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I think last week or the week before, what you need to do is you need to look at my predictions, shift them a week. So next week will probably be at 108 or 106. What I had there where Jack moved me, and then the week after that will be at 123. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll say this every single time. It is super hard to predict the price in 7 days. We can hit 123 and then go to 0 and then go back to 110 within a week. It's all possible. It's just a really guesstimates as more a metric of how bullish are we then, or how bearish are we then. What is the exact price will be.
Yep.
But it looks bullish. The cloud is showing red. I don't like that, but maybe we can unflip that. So the Tenkin and the Kijun are like flat for like since ages, which is interesting. So yeah, the consolidation, which we also talked about last week. We had a Giga nuke. It's going to take time. It will take time for bodies to flow up from this liquidation event. I think if you followed crypto Twitter, you've seen already a couple talks about bodies flowing up. We've posted them in the Discord. That's it for me.
No, well said. Yeah, so guys, I hope I see you Monday for a video on MegaETH. Have a look at it yourself. Zero Cool. Thank you for coming on. Everyone who watched, thank you very much. Like if you liked it. Put a comment if you have a question, or just put a comment to say that you liked it. And yeah, we see you all in the Discord or next week on the live stream. Bye, guys.
Laters.